Look how short I am. So funny. I have my table up a lot higher than normal. I think this may be too high. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's too high. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sheri, and if you're new here, welcome, thanks for popping in, and if you're returning, thank you so much. You humble me for keep coming back, and you all know I know who you are, at least most of you, because you some comment. So anyways, welcome to my sanctuary, everybody. I am going to do a lot today. I don't have a schedule. The other day I posted on Instagram talking a little bit about what I plan on doing with my channel, and that is making it about plants. I'm not going to I'm just going to do whatever I feel like doing that day. So today I feel like right now I'm repotting plants that are in desperate need of bigger pots. And I also want to talk to you about some of the new things that I've bought that I did not record. So let's kind of start with that, I think. And the main reason is just because I like that kind of content. I like being able to just watch someone do their plant chores, and I don't like all of the, and I know I've said it before, I don't like all of the, I wouldn't call it acting, but I'm just going to be me. So, yeah, so I have went to, you saw last week's video, which was me going to a bar that had plants, and that was a lot of fun. And I also mentioned that I also mentioned in the one before that, my video before that, that my King of Spades kind of fell through, and that I bought from Cartel Down. So I kind of want to tell you a little bit about that, since I couldn't, well, I did record it, but I'm just not going to show it, guys, because it was Friday night. I was in my PJs, my hair was wet, and I was like not really caring, and I recorded it, but when I went to play it back, I was like, told my husband, I said, yeah, I'm not going to put that on YouTube. So, yeah, so I did unbox it and all of that good stuff, and the roots were absolutely beautiful, beautiful. The whole thing was a good experience. So let me show you those plants. They got watered today, so we are a little wet. Okay, so I got King of Spades, HU King of Spades, which has been my wish list plant, and I knew that since I've been trying to find people around the United States, most people didn't have this plant, and most people have to import it. So that's why I ended up deciding just going for it and say, you know what, if it's a bad experience, then I just won't do it again. But it was a great experience. Cartel Down, so I placed my order, and then I noticed that, they have a very detailed website for how they ship. And when their next boat or trip, it's going to be from where they're at to United States hub. And that way you know the date that they plan on shipping out. And then once it gets to the hub, I really only had to wait 4 days from the time they delivered it to the hub to the time that they then sent it off to UPS, which I did by the overnight. So it was only in a box for me for 1 day. And when I got it, like I say, the roots, there was no rot. I did put it in water with hydrogen peroxide for about 2 hours. I didn't want to do any more than that because they aren't water roots. So I didn't want to cause any type of more stress. So they have been so far doing good. So I ended up buying 3 plants instead, making the bang for the buck. You know, they're coming all the way from Indonesia. So this one here, it's a little bit, this is my pride and joy. Now I cut off 2 of the smaller leaves today, only because they were real small. But this is the King of Spades. If future Sheri will put what I paid for it on the screen, that would be great, because I don't remember. It wasn't very, I mean, it was enough, but it'll be worth it once it gets bigger. And then I also have a little bit of it's been this way since I bought it, and I don't know if you can see, but a little bit of something growing there. So today was its first watering day since last Friday, and I've been keeping it in, or the first 3 days I had it covered in plastic, a big plastic bag, and just to keep some moisture in it. I don't know if I really needed to do that or not, but you know, it's a crapshoot. I don't know. And then the other 2 I got, this is a KOS cross with Lex. So I didn't want another luxurian. I mean, I've got 2 already, but because it was KOS in theory, I was like, I wouldn't mind having it just to see what it would look like. Hopefully it's more KOS than Lux as it gets older. But it too, it's a cute little plant. And I've been having it in a humidity case down there. I don't know if I'm going to keep them in there. I feel like having them in there, they're getting a little yellow, and I feel like it's too much moisture. So I'm going to probably keep them out unless we have another sub-zero freeze. Right now we're sitting at 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's 32 humidity, which is the highest humidity we've had all winter. So, and then this one is a no ID. My gut tells me, I think I've seen this before on, because do you see how they are? It's like they want to grow out flat. And I've seen that plant only in one place, and that's You Don't Even Grow Here's channel, Alice. She has a couple of plants that grow real flat and down as Anthurium, and I'm wondering if that's the same type of plant, but I don't know since it's a no ID. If you have any guesses, leave them in the comments. But it's really cute. I had to cut off 1 leaf today. It yellowed really bad. And again, this was in the case. So I think I'm gonna keep them out from now on. Like I say, since the humidity's better. So that's those. Let me get these over here. Now, the next thing that, hi, you down here? That's nice. The big boy's down here. I brought his bed in again. I think that he likes that. She's in here too. So the next thing's really, really, really off my rocker top. I swore I would never get a calathea, and I did, guys. I did. 2 weeks ago, I'll put up the picture when I brought it home. But I decided to go, after I took myself to lunch, I decided to go to Burns out farther away. It's not the one close to our house. And I went there, and when I saw these calatheas, I had to bring one home. I've always liked these in particular, but I've never seen them face to face. So these are brand new. The lady said when I was talking to her, she said they were just delivered and that there's no spider mites or anything on them since they were brand new. And I did check it very well. So far, so good. And they are very small. Well, they're smaller than what you typically would see, I think, maybe in nurseries. And I almost bought two, and I said, no, let's see how I do first with this. And if I do well with it, then maybe I'll buy another one and have it bushy. So let me show you what it is. There she is. Isn't that divine? I love this plant. Look at the colors on this thing. I mean, guys, pinks, purples, underneath. Look at the color. I know you can probably see what's underneath. I mean, it's just beautiful. So this is week 2. And again, I'll put when I brought it home, then I'll put week 1 picture up, or maybe even the little video that I had of it. Good afternoon, everybody. This is 1 week I've had this beautiful Calathea white fusion. And I was quite nervous upon buying this baby. But look here, she's still alive and kicking, and I got a new leaf. I had of it. There was a new leaf coming out last week, and that new leaf is this guy right there. Absolute beautiful. And what's really neat is that I never owned one before, and I knew that how important it is for moisture, humidity, but guys, there's no humidity here. So you're probably saying, well, what's the deal? Well, I don't know, other than here's the thing. So inside this pot, all right, this pot that I potted it in is this 6-inch clear pot. And then this is a 7-inch pot. So inside the 7-inch pot, in the bottom, I have some water. And it doesn't sit in the water because it's like this, if you can see the edge right here. So it doesn't go all the way in. But at the bottom of my calathea, I have perlite or leca, I can't remember. And so it uses my mix that I currently use for all my plants, and it doesn't get direct grow lights. I don't have it on this shelf. I have it on the shelf that my husband bought, but taught me how to put it up. So I will show you where I have it. So give me a second. What you doing down there? You just want to be close to mommy today? Is that it? That's okay. You can be close. Just don't trip over. I don't want to trip over you. So this is where I keep them, right here. Now I moved my begonia white ice here, and I also keep a leca bowl of water. I just filled up today. I put that right here so we can't see it. I have my Hoya, I forget what she's called. I'll put it on the screen. But so what I do is, then I put her up here. I turn her every couple days, and that's it. That's where she lives. So you see, there's no direct light, but you see the shadow. So here we have shadow. The light's still coming up here. And so she does get light. It's just not direct light. And so far, she's loving it, and I'm loving it. I just think that's the prettiest plant. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Sorry, I got it cut off. But anyways, so here it is. So, yeah, so that's my update on my new plants. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to repot 2 babies. And I got these from the green Hues last summer. And they've been growing. This is a brand new leaf here, and then this is a brand new leaf here. I really don't like disturbing them. However, here's the thing. They're growing, they're starting to grow now, and we've got roots coming out, right? So, oh, the gimbal's losing it. So we've got roots coming out, and I also have noticed how slow that it's been growing. And I talked to another planty person, and he said that when seedlings kind of stop growing, that means they have no room. And looking and judging at the roots coming out, I think that may be the problem. And I just feel better to get it inside of a larger pot now because spring's coming. And even though a new leaf is coming out, I don't care. I mean, these are just leaves, and it's making its way to adulthood. So I want to go ahead and give it its best life into a new pot. So we're going to do that one, and we're going to do both my Michelles. So it was, when I bought it, if you recall, I had 1 Michelle. So this Michelle came from this Michelle. So both of these babies need more room. And I'm watering this every 2 to 3 days, and they're just so dry. So I've decided it's time to do those before the it's the Andien, and then up here, you can see maybe up here is the Zamora Queen that is growing a new leaf up there. And just because, I mean, I like those plants, but they aren't the Michelle. I love the Michelle. And she just needs to be, they need to be in bigger pots. So that's what we're going to do today. And I do want to show you. Look at my new leaf on my Veitchii. Isn't he pretty? It's absolutely stunner. And he's perfect. He's not all wonky like the rest of these. I think he likes having the grow light right above him. But yeah, I'm not repotting him. I just have him here so we can look at him. If you can, I don't know. Things are kind of in a haywire here. Of course they are. Okay. So let's just see what we can do. I did water this one this morning. It was so dry, and sometimes I feel like it's almost easier to do a repot when everybody's wet. But I didn't do that with this one, and I may have regret that. We'll see. These guys over here. This morning I went to Garden Haven. It's a place where you can buy all this good stuff. So I needed to get some charcoal, which I did. I got some big, large pumice. This just says number 4, but and then I got, two giant clay bags, which, by the way, I only got the giant ones because the holes at the bottom of these pots, those other little ones would just fall through. And this perlite, it's not all large, it gets smaller as it goes down, so I figured why not, I might as well bite the bullet. It's just like 10 bucks a little bag like this. It's ridiculous. And then I got some pumice, house pumice, and I bought finally my great white mycorrhiza. Now, as you all know, if you watched my last couple videos, I threw out an entire bottle of this, not on purpose, because I can't find it anywhere. All I know is one was empty, which I remember throwing out, but most likely I threw out the other one too, because I have yet to find it. I was so angry. So a lot of my repots the last 2 weeks haven't had this, and I need to water those in. So I've got to remember to do that. And I got to remember to use it today when we're repotting. So that's what I bought this morning. Don't know if I'll need or not, but because I've got, well, I know I need the LECA for sure, because I on my last video that you may see it. Yeah, you'll see it before this one. I repotted my Anthurium queen, War Quinum, and in that video, where was I going with that? I just went blank. Where was I going with that? I don't know, maybe I'll think about it. I'm gonna laugh when I replay this to have to edit it, because I have no memory where I was going with my train of thought. Oh well. Oh, I know. In that video, at the end, I decided to make up my mix, so we don't have to deal with that today, at least right now, unless I run out. I like doing that. I may make some at the end of this video, so then I have some later. So we'll just see. Okay. Oh, I forgot my bowls. So I'll be back. I thought I'd let you see over here where all my other plants are. While I sit here and open a piece of gum. You don't get to see that side much anymore. Okay. I got so much stuff. You know, even if I wasn't recording, I would still have to do all of this here anyways. Usually I will do this in the kitchen, but with my feet as bad as they have been with neuropathy and whatever's going on also with my right foot, I have to sit. So I think about that too. And I'm like, well, at least I'm able to record and kind of talk through this as I go and have fun editing afterwards. I love editing. I really do. I think that's probably why I do this. I really enjoy the editing part of the video process. And that's just because I'm a geek at heart, being a developer. I think we're going to do the biggest first. Get the hardest out of the way. Now, last time I potted her up from when I first got her was last summer. And when I did that, that's when I separated these two. These are both brand new leaves. Well, these have all brand new leaves under my care. There's no originals left. But I noticed this one's kind of slowing down as well. And I'm really hoping that getting these in bigger pots, this ripping will stop, because now this is the second leaf I've gotten now this winter. This is the first leaf I got this winter. And sorry, that gimbal's trying to find my face. And it is obviously not real attractive when it does this. So I really hope that I get some good leaves like these two from the summertime this year. And I'm sure I will. I really do think though, deep down I feel like that these leaves, these plants suffer in small pots. And when I start seeing how hard the dirt is to get the water in it, it's time to get it out. It's time to do something about it. I do have, I have grit and I have moss on top. But I don't think I'm gonna keep this. I don't know, am I? I think I'll maybe keep the moss. I went to buy some more moss today, and I like the orchid mix, the orchid moss. But it was $17. It's a little more expensive there because they can be. You know, typically it's like a shop only for these. Has every type of pot you want except for the ones I want, of course. They don't have tall, clear pots like I need. I asked them about that, and they're like, yeah, I really wish we did. I don't know why they can't, but you can pretty much buy anything there. The plants are not worth even looking at, which was sad. They don't have very good plants, and I don't understand that. It's not a very big section. It's just all about, really more about the supplies, which I'm glad. It's convenient because I really don't want to buy much from Amazon anymore. You can just take that as it is, but I really don't. I'm trying to just do once a month if I can. So I just kind of put everything in the basket and let it sit there until I need something. Oh wow, it's It's no wonder. Holy moly, Andy Jolie. Holy moly. Wow. You should see what I'm seeing at the top here. All right. Wow. Holy crap. And I don't know if I can show you too, but hold on, let me get up. I know, the gimbal's gonna freak out on me here. Do you see that? Look at all those roots. That's just the top layer, guys. Holy schmoly. Oh, it's no wonder why it's drying out so fast. It's completely stuck in there. Let's see if I can move you over. I'm gonna keep you down low like that, I think. This is gonna be difficult to get it out too, without hurting it. And we all know I don't have the hand strength when my husband's not here. We could be here a while. Wow, those things are growing out the top. Oh. I had in my hand while I was there, they had pots with, they were about 13, they were about, I think they were 2-gallon pots, black. And they had air holes in them. And I almost got it for this plant, but I didn't because I wanted to keep it in this plastic clear stuff. But I'm almost thinking maybe that was the bad call. May have to aggressively just get in there. Oh, there we go. That really was good. So this has all mollies. Holy schmoly. And I'd love to get a lot of this off. I can, but I'm not gonna do too much to this plant, I don't think. Because it's not old mix at all. I'd really like to see, I'd really like to get a lot of that out. Wow, look at these things. Look at these things. Can you see this? Look at that. Look at the roots on this. No wonder why it's having trouble with bearing leaves. I see the tree fern in there. I mixed mollies and tree fern originally. I'm just gonna try to get some of this out as best as I can without too much maneuvering. It's pretty wet. Well, it's not wet. It's damp from the other day, which is nice. This is a good mix, so it's not gonna be too bad, I don't think, to get out. Wow, this is just like a wall over here though. Wow, I mean, I don't know if it's worth it, guys. I don't know. Is it worth it? It'll sort itself out, but I'm almost thinking it may be worth cutting some of these off. When I say cutting, it's cutting the bottom here. Like about right here. And I think maybe I might. And this is just a wall of roots. If you're squeamish, close your eyes. Wow, this thing's unbelievable. scissors. Here we go. I think that's the right decision. I really do. Some of these can have a chance to regrow, and they'll have room in their new pot. I'm going to leave a lot of this alone because it's mostly tree fern up here. I'm making a mess. I just flashed dirt all over. They went down on the floor. Sure, I'm glad we have vacuum cleaners. Okay. Take off some of this skin here. This is much better. I'm glad that I did that. I think that it'll now give me more room in the new pot and more time. All right, so if you don't own one of these, you should. It's very, very helpful. I think I got mine on Amazon, but you could get them anywhere, in Walmart. Now, so I brought in a couple different pot sizes. I wasn't sure if I wanted an 8-inch or a 10-inch, so I brought in both. Now, you can see the big difference. Since I cut off the bulk of this, I'm wondering if 8 would be all right, but I feel like, yeah, no. Nope. Nope. Well, we need the 10. This is actually 9 1/4, but 10 inches long. So this will be perfect. This is what I put my queen in last week. I think I have 2 more, maybe 3 more of these pots. And I've got more repotting I need to do. So now I'm going to use the giant clay pebbles for this one. This is why I bought the giant clay pebbles, because of these holes. Hold your ears, this is going to be loud. be pretty easy now, guys, because we've got everything all set up. Unless I'm forgetting something. One thing we cannot forget is the Myco. I'm going to yeah, see if that works. So as you see here, I've got a lot of big and small pumice. And this is tree fern and my peat moss, but what's not in there is my charcoal, which is why I went out and got more today. Huge piece, but that's okay because this is a big plant. We'll put that at the bottom. It's another big piece. It's kind of too moist. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like a little bit of moss. I don't know how that got in there, but glad I saw it. So another plant that I've been wanting is the Anthurium Veitchii. And I've been looking for one for a while, and I can't ever find just a plain one. When I say plain, I guess the original. So today I found one on L.O.N.G Plants and ordered it. And it was only like $45. Very cheap, so I suspect that it'll be a small one. But I bought from L.O.N.G Plants before. They are in Ecuador, but I bought it through Amazon. And we'll see how she turns out. I just think that I don't own a plant that has the sinus, I guess, infused sinus, and the Veitchii is so cute. I've been wanting, like I said, I've been wanting one, so hopefully it turns out nice. I'm at that point anymore that I count myself real lucky when I do get real nice plants from shops. And I haven't gotten one I haven't liked from L.O.N.G Plants. There's only one I've gotten that I'm not real happy with, and that's the Bessie A. She's just struggling. I mean, she's struggling. I've had her almost, be a year in May, and she's putting leaves out, but just not much to look at all. I don't know if I'll keep her. I've got a couple plants on my list of not keeping. and that's one of them. The other one is the Alocasia Frydek that I repotted a couple weeks ago. Is not doing well. So that one will probably be purged. And the other one, the Black Velvet, was purged that I repotted. It just did not at all do anything. And I lost the leaf that I did have. It turned, I wouldn't even say yellow, but I noticed some weird color growing on the back of the leaf. And I was like, what is this? And even after I potted her up in something, new, a nice, larger, not a lot larger, but a clear pot like I always do. It was about 2 weeks later, and I noticed she's just not doing well, and that it wasn't growing, and so I threw it out. The War Quinum Esmeralda is not doing much, and I might not keep that one. The other one on my list is I call it the Veitchii. It's the Alocasia Veitchii, but when I bought I bought what I thought was the Veitchii because that's what they labeled it, but it's not. It's a Veitchii for sure. And and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one either. So we'll see. So I've got a few on my list that I'm definitely going to get rid of a few. I'm not going to keep something that takes away my energy. Because plants like this require a lot of energy. So what I'm going to do here is plant it low enough that we have room to grow up. Before I do that, if I throw this out today, I'm not going to throw it out. I'm not. Not throwing it out. I'm going to go ahead and put more in here. Go ahead and put, I want to cut this. I think I'm going to cut this. Do I want to cut this? I don't know if I need to cut it. Show you guys this one more time before I put it in. So let's go ahead and put some of this on its roots. Stink stuff. It really does stink. But I guess fungus shouldn't smell good, right? Good. Get a little more in here. It'll have plenty of room in here, especially since I cut all that root off. So don't be afraid, guys. I've done this multiple times. I do have regrets on some plants not doing that, but like doing big chops, but that's just how we learn. Just how we learn. Saw on, I'm part of Reddit. I like watching I go on and to the Anthurium Reddit boards, and I answered a couple of people's questions today, which kind of felt good doing. And one though, I just couldn't get over it. So this lady took a picture of 2 Anthuriums that she got. One was a Michelle. One was, I don't remember what it was called because I've never heard of it before. It was bigger than this Michelle, guys. I mean, and she says she bought it at some garden center where she lived. And I'm like freaking out, like, why can't I find something like that in town? You know, I mean, no one loves Anthuriums like I do. At least that well, okay, not no one. I see a lot of people on YouTube that loves them, but I'm like, what? Why don't we have any here? It's just, I was like so jealous, but I was happy for her. I mean, if anyone can get a nice looking Anthurium and not have to ship it off, you know, import it or get online and hope for the best, God bless them. Because it doesn't happen to me. Now, I did get a beautiful calathea though. Absolutely stunner. And I got my beautiful monkey tail cactuses. So I have gotten some beautiful plants in Ohio. My hand's starting to cramp. This is no good. We just started, but at least we got the hardest one over with. Now, I will put this moss, I think, back on top because they like that. It's still winter time here, and we're still low. I don't know if I'll take this off at summertime. I don't think I will. What do you guys do? Do you keep yours on all year round? That's not as much as I usually like, but that's okay. That's good enough. This plant's resilient. I have grips coming, so I'm not going to put any on today, but I will put some on when it comes in. I put, I'm thinking of it. It's that black stuff you put on your fish in your fish tank. I put some of that on the last couple of plants. It's okay. It's lighter, but I don't know. I don't like that as much as the grit. Okay. So one down and a couple more to go. She is. Okay. I've been just thrilled not having gnats around. I really, I know they're coming back, but I sure am enjoying not having any. I really am. Now I have to wager this one's going to be as bad as the other one because it's the same plant and it's the same issue with having tight, dry dirt or substrate every couple days, and I have to water it. Be a lot easier. It's small. Yep, there's one root. See already all these roots, all those roots. So the last couple of weeks, I changed from watering in the kitchen, at least for all the Anthurium, the big ones, and all big plants. And I've been taking them to the shower so they can stay in the bathtub and in the humidity for an hour or two afterwards. And I like that so much better than that way. I know that they're enjoying it, and they seem to be, their leaves just seem to be greener. The color's better. My queen especially, her coloring just looks better. So that's what I've been doing recently, and I think I'll probably keep that up. Jeff and I have been talking about maybe trying to make it easier on me. We've got a couple of options that we could do. We talked about maybe changing our utility room to have a plumber come out and put some plumbing in and have a nice big sink in there. And I could get a really tall faucet that's like a shower-like thing and be able to spray it real easy over them. But the bathtub gives me a lot more room. I've had multiple plants in there this morning, which I'll put up. I did a quick little video for you. I'll put in. Welcome to a shower, everybody. Not everybody's in here, obviously, but everybody got a good shower, and I've been here a couple hours in humidity. They're beautiful. This clip, B-roll. And it's just convenient. Not convenient carrying them all down there, but that's what happens when you have a lot of plants and you keep buying them. I'm okay with that. I enjoy it. I enjoy having my weekends filled about plants. I really do. God, this is so nice, much nicer. He's a lot wetter than, because like I said, I watered him this morning. So it's a lot easier to get this stuff out. I really do want to get a lot of this out because I don't like that molly smell. So I asked a lady today about, they had a whole bunch of, all kinds of soil there that you can get. And I'm trying to think of the one, All Pro mix. And I wasn't interested in the Cocoa Core one, but I was interested in the one that's just got extra chunks of perlite and nothing else. But I asked her, I said, well, what is the substrate? Because if it's not Cocoa Core, what is it? So she looked it up online, and what it is exactly what I use: peat moss limestone and perlite. Maybe that's it. I can't remember for sure. So the only difference is I don't use limestone. I use pumice, but I also use, or not pumice, I use peat moss, but I also use tree fern. So I like my mix better. So I'm not going to buy that. I'm just going to keep buying the tree fern as long as I can. And just mix the perlite with it. I think I'd like that much better. These are great roots. Dock block, you sure do make great plants. It really does. I'll have to post him or send this to him on Instagram. I've talked to him a couple times. Very nice person. Guess I'll have to share this with him. Speaking of Instagram, I downloaded TikTok this week. I was a little scared with all of the security risk and all of that, and I was like, well, why not? I mean, everyone else is doing it, right? And I'd like to get my channel out there more. Instagram is certainly not doing the trick. And so I did, and I like it. It's got a lot more functionality than Instagram. I see why people were very upset losing it. It's an entire business, guys. It's an entire business. I'm not interested in that. But it really is set up to keep you successful. And I don't understand any of it at this point. I'm too new, but it's like a reward system. And the more you share content, the more you react, the more you are nice with people, the more you help people, the more the AI or their algorithm responds to you and helps you. And I guess there's a whole paying thing too. So I was like, holy moly, there sure is a lot out here. And it is active. So I'm going to keep to that, I think, for a while. And I'll probably still do Instagram, but I'm not going to be on as much. It's too political at this point, and I don't want to be around that. I want to watch what I want to watch when I'm ready. Usually when I get on Instagram, I want to do plant stuff. So we'll see. So if you are part of TikTok, follow me over there. Hey everyone, this is Future Sheri. I changed my YouTube channel to Sheri's Leaves, and I had to overwrite what I was saying here. So if you look me up on TikTok or Instagram, both links are current in my YouTube channel. But if you don't look at the YouTube channel, just look for Sheri's Leaves, and I'll put it here up on the screen so that way you have the spelling. Okay, I'm gonna get this, if I can see it. I'm gonna get this little thing here off. There. Beautiful. So let's first see. I want to see. I'm pretty sure this is a 6-inch pot. Oh, it's a 7-inch. So this is a 7 by 6 7 by 6. So 6 length, 7 across. So that means he'll need to go into an 8. Yeah. So I'm going to put him into 8 by 9. Honestly, he could probably go into a 10. I think that, I don't know, I feel like that may be too big. I feel like that's good, but I feel like that's good for now. It's a lot bigger than this. Look at the difference, you know? Yeah, we'll do that for now. I don't want to use all my 10 inches up for this little plant. I really do need to get my big guys, other big guys, into the 10 inch, which will probably be next week when I do that. Maybe by then the leaves will be out, but that thing's already putting out another leaf, I see. I mean, he's always putting the leaves out. Always. It's incredible. So we'll put our large clay balls down here. So far, I haven't noticed any problems with my queen since potting her up into a 10 inch last week and on a moss pole. I don't know if she knows anything about a moss pole. I know they are climbers, so she'll figure it out, I think. But yeah, I'm hoping that, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on while it's laying here. I'm hoping that not too long, I'll see some aeroids going into the moss. My fingers are cramping, and it's not gonna be fun tonight. It's cramping already. They've been aching today. They've been pretty good over the last 2 weeks, so I don't know why all of a sudden it changed, but it's the way it is. I don't like having moss shown at the top. I really don't. I don't like the perlite either. The moss can stay a little bit damper underneath, but I don't like it. It doesn't end up really staying underneath because one, I don't have that much on, but two, my finger's always going in there to test whether or not I should water. So it's, everything gets messed up. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, let me find my little air guy here. I want to get that away from the stem. Okay, he's done. There he is. And since I watered him today, I hate not watering them after I've repotted them because that dirt, I don't know, I noticed that dirt, if it sits too long, not wet, I don't know. It just seems like it gets hard or something. I probably will re-water him. He doesn't care. I may need to go ahead and make some more. Actually, I know I do because these are going into larger, tall pots. Unfortunately, I don't have smaller, tall pots. I have to figure out. I don't want to put them in something too big. Ideally, I wanted to put them in this size. Do I have this size? I think I did bring some in. I think they might be a little bit bigger, or is it the same? So my Veitchii, which is in a 6-inch, maybe a little over, yeah, 6-inch. When I got him, he had no roots. We've got lots of roots now. It's a beautiful thing. And then this is 6-inch. So this is the same. So that's good. That is good to pot them up in. There he is one more time before I put him back. So pretty. What am I doing? I need to clean this out first. I need to get my tree fern and my peat moss, and we're going to make more. Sorry guys, but I am, and I'll fast forward it for you. How's that? If you don't mind it, let me know. And if you want to see that kind of stuff without being fast forwarded, let me know that kind of stuff so I can do what you like to accept. sorry. I know that one's your ear. So we're gonna do these little guys and we will be done. Well, after I shower them, we'll be done. Hopefully they start to grow on a rampant, you know, I mean, right now they're in, this is pumice, moss, tree fern, and then moss, and then tree fern. So it's real heavy, but that's why I have it in this net pot to help, you know, really help the roots grow. They did great once I put them in the humidity case, but now they're at a stopping point. What did I do with my bowl? Oh, here. I think I left it in the kitchen. Let me go. So we'll do this one first. This is Tazula AOS Dark Farm Scott Cohen Papillaminum A+ Cross Self, whatever all that is. I do know Scott Cohen now. I'm not sure who Tazula is, but I will eventually. I'm gonna take this moss off here. Oh yeah, he's pretty. Use this in here. I want to waste perlite. Waste not, want not. I know that these pots are big for these, but I'm believing that it'll be okay. But I do have to get this moss off these roots. I don't know, these are awfully small. It's awfully small. Yeah, it's too small for this pot. I knew it. That's why they're not growing. I mean, it's just, they're just not growing though. That's not true. These roots are a lot better than what they were when I first put them in here. But that's what we look like. I almost feel like I could put it in that same size again. That's way too big. Gosh, I wish I had a better size for it. All right, you know what I'm gonna get? I might put them in the Naked Root 5-inch. It's longer. This is a little over 4 inches. So, and it's 4 by 4. This is 6 inches. Why does that seem like that's okay? We always say 2 inches up. And then 7 inches though long. 3 inches more taller. So maybe I just put them in a normal pot, not a tall one. Okay, I'm gonna go check. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put them in this normal pot. It's 6 inches by 5, so big difference, but not too much difference from where it's coming from. It's wider, but still a lot shorter than the other. So I'm okay with that. Don't want to get them confused. My grow lights, my Anthuriums the lights are gonna go off at 3. We have exactly 11 minutes. I have them they turn off at 3 and come back on around 5:15 because I have found my Anthuriums do not like too much light. And so they go and take a nap for 2.5 hours during the day. And then the sun comes in this big window I have here when it's sunny, and that's really good. I think they like it. So just so you know, when that light goes off, hopefully we can see. I do have a lamp out here and a light on, so we'll see. We should be almost done though. Too much, way too much. All right. My little, there it is. So you see here, little aroid there. We want him all covered. Honestly, I'm going to take this little guy off, I think. No, I'm not. I see something growing. I'm not touching him. I don't think there's anything growing, actually. I think it's an old stem, but I'm not going to take the chance. Get some of this moss off here. It's pretty. You guys have no idea. moss back on top. Okay, I think that one's it. My husband just came into the room, laying on the floor, and Missy just ran over to him. Big boy sleeping in his little bed. Okay, we'll put this in here. Actually, I'll keep that here. And this one is the one with the real long root coming out at the bottom, I think. Or maybe it wasn't, it was the other one. Yeah, I think so. So this is Dock Block F2 crossed with A crystallinum. Wonder what A, capital A means. Oh, you guys know? What's the capital A? I don't know. They have such weird names with these crosses. He has nice long roots at the top. There goes my lights. Actually, that's not too bad. I think we can keep going this way. have so many pots that I have in the garage I have to wash when I can wash them in the hose. A lot of them, those naked root pots though, I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna take those to the Goodwill. Okay, here's what this one looks like. Looks good. This one actually looks more robust than the other. Okay. Sorry about all her yapping. So this is interesting. And I think this has to do with the moss, because it's just, when it's moss is on top, these little roots go crazy. Where is it at? Okay, here it is. See that little guy right there where my finger is? He isn't going into the dirt because he's growing upwards. So what I think I'll do, I don't want him upwards like that because he's just gonna dry out. He's actually growing on the stem. I don't know if if I can move him. I think I can at least point him downwards. He's still growing out of what it looks like its little sheath or whatever. I don't know the actual terminology, but this is weird. I've not ever seen that before. It's really odd. I guess I'll put more dirt. I don't want to put too much more dirt because he's kind of buried in there pretty good. Maybe just the moss. So if I put the moss around it, it'll at least keep it moist and hopefully force it to grow downward. I don't know. Well, once I put the dirt or the weight back on it, it should help. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't break it. Oh, I did break it. I knew I heard a snap. Daggone it. I did break it. Oh well, maybe it'll keep growing. I'm sure it will. Because he's still there, he's just half of him now. I'm covering, be gentle. Okay, that's good enough. All right. We'll put Mr. A crystalline on dock block F2, Tazula AOS dark form, and Scott Cohen Papalanimum. We'll put this back in here. I don't know if you guys seen Green Hues on Instagram, but if you haven't, go check her out, follow her. She has a great, absolute phenomenal set of Anthuriums. And I'm hoping that these two, where I bought those from, turn out like hers. All right, so do I need or do I want do any more? Is there anything weighing on my mind that I'm not thinking about at the moment? Probably. But what? I know that one really needs to be repotted. What's hindering me to doing that now? That's nothing. All right, hold on a second. So see he's dry already. Jeez. We just got showered like 3 nights ago. I'll bring you guys up. So there he is. Now I have him hooked up to, this is a brand new leaf. He's still growing out. And that's what kind of scares me about uppotting. But I have him hooked up to this trellis because he just sinks if you don't. Not very attractive if you ask me. I don't like those sneaking leaves like that. It's kind of like that. But the new leaf, obviously, once again, has a cut. You didn't even see it. It was just a tiny little pea hole. Not even a pea size, maybe a needle size when it was small. And over the course of the last 3 days, I started seeing it, and now it's, of course, going to be there and spread. But hopefully not as ugly as his last leaf. There's this one. So let's go ahead and do this one. Let's get her done. See, guys, I'm all about just doing it. No, this is plant chore day. It's not anything other than that. Plant chore day needs to get done. Let's do it. We've got a lot of moss we can save. And I'd rather do this before he has another leaf. But this is going to be another hard one, which will probably take it out of me, for sure. And I was going to put this on a moss pole too, so I'm considering that as we do this here. So if I don't, I'm going to have a problem because I don't have, I mean, I've got it's going in the 10-inch tall like this, my queen did. But you'll see here in a second why I think I may put it on a moss pole now. You can see all of the stem here? I don't think you can. There's too many leaves in the way. Hold on a second. Let me get this dirt out. I can. Go ahead and do this while I'm thinking of it, but with the needle, my knitting needle, because it's bigger and longer. That's better than the little one. The little one's for little plants. Lots of moss in here. Stinks like Molly's, that's for sure. It's gonna be crushed when I'm done here. You watch. I don't know it. Oh my gosh, he's so long. Things are no joke, guys. Looks like my queen. Now, my intention here is, I think, anyways, maybe not. My gosh, that stem. I was thinking of cutting it off, but so it doesn't keep getting so long. So all the moss is growth on top when I put it on top of the dirt to save me from having to repot it early on. So all that growth with the moss on these aeroids was on top of the soil, and the rest, of course, in the soil. Fingers. I'm going to be soaking them. Well, I don't have a bathtub to soak in. I'd have to clean my bathtub. Looks like my phone's kind of jacked up. Oh. No, too far. I don't know, maybe that's okay. You don't need to see me. It'd be easier if my grow lights were on, but my timer is on my phone and we're using it to record. Guys, this thing is ridiculous how long these roots are. It's not like real thick though. I mean, now that I've cleaned a lot of this substrate out, but wow. It's amazing how much growth just from the top layer. I'm gonna cut some of this off, I think. I'm gonna cut some of this stuff off because if I do use a moss pole, I may try to get this inside the moss pole. All right, so this is where we're sitting. So you see all this up here came from the top, where all this down here was in the dirt. And granted, I cut a lot of it off, some of it off, but I think it'll be fine. So now I gotta go out and get my 10-inch, and I'm gonna dump this dirt. And I will be back. So I turned my lights back on so I can see. It's too dark. If the sun were coming in, then I would be all right, but it's not. So I decided to do a moss pole, and I've got my moss made up and soaking in water. I just need to take this off. It was easy last time. Hopefully it's easy this time. Russo, I think this is, I don't know if this is a Russo pole, but I got it from House Plant Essentials, which hopefully you saw my unboxing of it in one of my videos last couple weeks. So you'll know all about it. But look how easy that was. Oh gosh, it's so dirty. So dirty up here. Should have done this first. But I didn't know. Jeez Louise. Thinking of renaming my channel, but I don't know to what. You guys have any ideas? It's not like I'm that popular, so it matters. So I don't know. I kind of want my name in it. I was just thinking of Leafy Conversations with Sheri, but I don't know. I gotta do this first because it has to go in the pot first. So I gotta do it. Gotta do it. First. gloves are not cool when it comes to moss balls. They keep getting stuck on it. Maybe, I do need to do my Queen of Hearts. She's just way out. She's too big for her pot as well. So I need to get another 10-inch pot. And then I'll do her. So I have that to the right. I'm thinking, guys, I'm thinking. So what I'll do now is, well, I want those holes covered. So we need to lay this layer first. Glad I bought these today. The thing is, what I don't like is, you know, if I can't get them when I repot, which is really difficult because you don't want the dirt to come along with it or the moss or whatnot. It's just a waste of money because I end up throwing them all out. But I am trying to salvage what I can. Like my perlite and these. I feel like that's good enough. So now I've got to go get some bark. So I know for sure, most likely, I'm going to try to get the aeroids that he has inside of the moss pole that are currently growing since I cut some of these. Now, the challenge here is this big new leaf is growing the wrong direction. I think I'm going to get rid of this leaf, but maybe. I think that'll be all right. I am going to get rid of this leaf, I think. Okay. Now that he doesn't have as much roots, this may be too big of a pot, but I don't think so. We'll see. Again, I'm not too, my heart's not real set on this plant, but I do want to see it grow to be pretty and what kind of leaves it can give, because it does have, it's not as pretty as the Zamora. So if I don't keep one, it'll be this one most likely. Now, do this again. So I want to have it facing this way. I need to have this one unhooked. Hopefully not everything falls out. And I want this one unhooked. And my hand's cramping again. This one unhooked, just for now. So what I'm going to do is try to get these inside of here. I'm going to cut this here. What I want is to put this inside here. You guys will see where I'm going here in a second. Then I want to close this. This is always the hard part. Oh, I can't see, guys. Sorry. I don't know if it's definitely me. But it's also plants. Here we go. I'm going to put this one here. And then I'm going to put this one here. In theory, we could have just air layered this, but I'm now getting into these moss pools since I have these new ones, and I want to see what I can do with them. I want to see my aeroids or my Anthuriums be able to be supported and get like on a tree. So here, let's see if you guys can see this better. So you see what I did there? I locked this in this way. This one's coming out. This is in, and then back here, I have all the aeroids. That moss will be on top of them. Starting to see the madness now. That's what happens after 4 hours of repots and watering. Moss. So I'm going to go ahead and put moss in. Well, actually, I'll do that last. Or will I do that now? I'm going to do that last. Let's get its roots covered first. So if you didn't see my queen replant, it was all fast forward, like I sped it up. So basically what you see me doing here, that's what I did there. So you can see the last week's video if you want to see me do her. But it's really identical. That's how I'm confident in what I'm doing today, because I did it already with her. So next week, I'll do this same thing with Zamora, as long as her leaf is completely out. And that we'll see. That might be it. I think she, and of course my Queen of Hearts, are my last repots for the year. I can't think of any off the top of my head that, actually I do. So remember I up-potted the Alocasia Dragon's Breath? I can't think of its real name. But I up-potted it and it's already busting out of that pot. So it's putting in a new leaf as we speak. So I will probably go ahead and up-pot him too the next time, as long as the leaf's out. So that might also be on the agenda. Let's see. really paying, I don't care if there's no dirt behind the moss pole. That's just silly. It's a waste of dirt. Most likely, based off what I understand now, is there'll be less roots growing in the pot and more in the moss pole, which would be great. Eventually, then maybe we could remove the pot and those roots and just have a hanging plant without the pot. Let's see, I don't know. Seems weird, but I've seen Sydney Plant Guy do it many times. I have to make more dirt after this, but I won't make you guys watch. I'm gonna have to order more tree fern. There. There's some roots showing on top, which I guess I need to get. I'm thinking about maybe good thing for the moss, so I'll add some moss also up there. I think he's gonna like this a lot. The thing I hate most about new substrate is getting it wet for the first time. It makes such a mess in the sink or the bathtub. But I already have a mess in the bathtub that I have to clean, but that'll be tomorrow. Clean that thing up. All right, now let's go ahead and add the moss. Just have to be careful when I press that down. Don't want to break any of the air rights. You guys can't see here. Essentially, I'm just trying to get in here and do this. I think I'll add more to the queen too. I have enough. I made too much. Because you don't need that much on new ones. It's going to take it a while to grow. That's good enough for now. I don't think I need any on the front. I covered it really good. There is one aroid floating out here, but hopefully he'll be smart enough to go where the moss is. I'm gonna put some in there. A little around the top. You know what I forgot, guys? Can you guess? Yep, might go. Jeez. I forgot them also on my little plants. I swear sometimes I want to scream. All right, I gotta give myself grace. I'll try to remember to water it in. All right, so this is what we got. It's kind of hard to see. So before I move the camera, I'm going to go ahead and just put this down here. And get her. I watered her this morning, so she's heavy. And we're going to put some moss in. Guess I don't have to use it all, but look at my other plants real quick. Done here. That's good enough for her. Talking about, he has to be repotted. I watered him this morning and he's already starting to dry up. Let me take my gloves off. Hands are tired. Look at this new leaf. Look at that. That's from uppotting it, I have no doubt. Now hopefully he's bigger than the last one. The last leaf I grew was this one. He was long, but he's very narrow. So I'm really hoping this one's gonna be wider. But you see this right here, that's an aroid. We've got an corm growing. We've got another aroid all the way here at the top. So he needs repotted. I see all these roots in here. I think this one needs to be a tall, and I might even consider putting him in something like this next go around. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some moss on top of him because of these aroids. To help keep some moisture in there. I mean, this guy is unbelievable how much he grows. He's probably one of the fastest growers I have. There. All right, does he need any? Might as well add some on my Veitchii. Starting to think just keeping the grit off. I'm starting to get tired of that. Always lose it anyways. There. Ah, he's got some. All right, so let's go water, and then I'm calling it a day. Well, at least for you guys. So then I have to clean up all of this mess. I put my BTI solution and some fertilizer. Still don't know if I got all of it. It's hard to tell, but be fine. All right, so we are done. I am done. You are done. But I'm not really done since I have to clean up, but it won't take very long. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're enjoying the longer content like everyone has been asking. And if you have, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and if you wouldn't mind maybe sharing my video to your planty friends, that would be great. So have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll check in later. See you next week. Bye.